So it's Tuesday the 23rd of March 2021 and I'm now at the stage of doing the lotus petals on the mandala mosaic. Now what I originally was going to do was use the squares of gorgeous tiles. They're quite nice and sparkly as well, and they reflect a lot of light because some are mirrored tiles as well. So what I decided to do was to cut them in half, and that's simply done. Let me show you. So what you're doing is you're taking your tile and you are scoring it. So you've got a scored line like so, and then you take your Leponitt and then you snap it. So you can do any shape this way really. I like doing nice straight lines, and it doesn't have to be specifically perfect. It'll do really nicely as it is. So that's what I did there. But you will find that these glass ones are quite thin compared to these gorgeous ones here. So what I did was I took a piece of safety glass and I scored and snapped that using the trusty glass scorer, because that's what it does, and this Rubi score snapper, and snapped it. And then I've got these bits which I then used a pen to mark how deep they need to be, and went over to my Montolits and cut those along. So these are my little glass bits, which I usually use my glass gloves to cut, pick them up. But you can see they're quite thick, quite thick, couple of mil thick. So that I'm going to glue these together, and then when it comes to putting tessera against it, like this glass piece, it's actually level. Now, ordinarily, I don't worry about the different heights. It's absolutely fine. I mean, like, I'm going to use my crockery here, and there's a lovely curve there, and that gives it a nice texture. But with this, I wanted to make sure that I'm not dipping down too much. And everything, because I've put some glass underneath here and here, everything's more or less the same level. So it would sparkle together. And the only movement we'll have is the crockery. So that's what I'm going to be doing next. I'm going to be gluing these to these and then gluing them onto the mesh and shape them accordingly. So I'm going to glue them once I've cut them all up. Okay then, speak to you soon. So it's Monday the 29th of March 2021, and here's the work so far. It was a bit of a turning point last week, and I did have a bit of a struggle figuring out what pieces are going to go here, what colour. Well, I knew it was going to be about purple, but what shapes, what tessera, what, everything, you know. So I was really pleased by Friday I'd got it sussed. But it was a case of taking it off, putting it back on, taking it off, putting it back on. So it looks like there's no struggle. It looks like I had no problem at all. But trust me, it was a dilemma. But now I know that these areas are going to be orange to match with that, so that the colour will flow and balance. So that's the work so far. So it's onward and upward, and it's time to cut, place and figure out for the next stage. See you soon. So it's Tuesday the 13th of April 2021, and I'm at this stage where I'm doing the last section, the last outer part of the circle of the mandala. And I'm still playing and toying around with what embellissement I should use, whether it should be just the oranges and the purples, stripes, straight lines, zigzags, or unctuous deliciousness. So I thought I'd pop this film on and put it together for you to see. And the next film might be the final section and then the installation, which will probably happen next month actually, due to the whole easing of lockdown, etc., etc., because we still aren't officially allowed to be in people's houses, but this is easing off slightly because we can now go into gardens. So, as this is going to be in a garden, that'll be fine. Okay, speak to you soon. Bye.